listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
In my head, only me and you. 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 Me and you. Me and you. Me and you. Happy Monday, family. How are we doing? Welcome to Let's Pop with Airton this beautiful Monday. I hope you had a very restful weekend. I hope you had a good time taking care of yourself, having a good time with yourself, rejuvenating. But welcome to Let's Pop with Airton. And literally, we're going to have a conversation about the forgotten role of Africans fighting in the Second World War. A conversation that we've not had here on Let's Talk with Airton, but remember to follow us on all the social media platforms. Download our app on the Google Play Store and stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing, healthy supplements and apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Also, we're going to delve deeper into why Kelly's actually, I believe she's an amazing artist, literally left America to buy a 300-acre farm in Kenya. And basically, she's showing others how to build wealth in Africa. Also, we're going to be talking about the fact that Joshua Maponga is saying Europeans cannot tell me who I am. And also, right away, we do have Albert Ojwang, our journalist or basically a vlogger who mysteriously died in a police cell. And I'm going to go deeper into that because we do have a protest happening right now in the 254 Nairobi, Kenya at the Central Police Station. And Albert Ojwang's death, and it's basically the details of the last phone call to a friend before dying in police custody. And the reason why they're saying he hit his head on the wall and he died doesn't really add up because he was in Homa Bay police station, driven all the way to Nairobi, Kenya, literally to a police station in Nairobi, Kenya from Homa Bay. And literally it's because he posted something on X. So obviously, basically, we understand we are in a government where there's no freedom of speech. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. There's no freedom of speech, obviously. And the fact that it's actually very, very mysterious. How did he die like that in a cell? There's a demonstration going on right now. And before we move forward, definitely remember we do have amazing healthy supplements like of ashwagandha, beetroot, multivitamin. Remember your wealth. Or your health is your wealth, the same thing. And we definitely do have a purpose to fulfill. So kindly stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Also, get yourself some healthy supplements. I'm taking my CMOS supplement and it's taking me on a very good ride. I'm taking my Moringa, definitely taking my fruits or literally consuming lots of them and drinking lots of water. So I'll definitely share a video of some of the supplements you do have to give you an understanding of what you should definitely be expecting as you're ordering our supplements.
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse, packed with vitamins, antioxidants and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$20.90, you'll get yourself some beetroot over there. Also, ashwagandha, aloe cucumber for the ladies. Also, we do have the sheer butter with a beautiful, beautiful touch of glow to your skin. Start of the conversation today, the forgotten role of Africans fighting in the Second World War. We understand a lot of things about the achievement of Africans are not mentioned, right? Also, the fact that we did actually try to fight the war during colonization. We did have women who actually led a community, kingdoms. And they talk about Queen Amina, talk about Queen Zinga. These are things which are actually not written in our history books, or actually it's not conversation you hear day to day in mainstream media, or also a conversation you can have with anybody because of ignorance, right? But also, before we move forward to that conversation, because last week I shared about the heritage of slavery and how it has affected a lot of Africans still up to now. And we do have a lot of relearning and learning to do, as it should be. But also, we do have a case that is basically going on about the vlogger who was mysteriously found dead in a cell, and his name is Ojwang, right? Albert Ojwang. So there's a phone conversation between the late ex-influencer Albert Ojwang and his friend has been leaked online, revealing some of his last moments alive and his state of mind shortly after his apprehension. And what stuck out of most from the clip was the influencer seeking solace from his friend, whether he was safe in police custody. And this premonition will definitely or unfortunately come true after he passed away under mysterious circumstances while in police custody on Sunday, June 8th. Ojwang, who had been apprehended hours earlier, he was in Homa Bay, family, and driven to the Central Police Station in Nairobi. Also told his identified friend that he had not been informed of the charges against him and was awaiting communication. And this is a conversation that was leaked. This is what happened. Have you ever been apprehended? That was a friend asking him, how is it? I have never experienced this before. Ojwang was hard asking his friend, seemingly apprehensive of the ordeal. In a heartbreaking climax to the phone call, Ojwang uttered the words that have since gone viral, asking his friend if he's going to be safe, to which his friend relayed that he will be safe. Remand is generally safe. That's what he told him. And he said, yes, remand is safe. He simply answered. These words would haunt the friend whose phone call was intended to confirm Ojwang's whereabouts and set up a visit as soon as news broke hours later that he died in a police custody. In a statement issued Sunday night following his tragic death, the police said that Ojwang had killed himself by hitting his head on his police cell, and that the Independent Police Oversight Authority had begun an investigation into this incident. Dissatisfied, some Kenyans, including politicians and activists, called for accountability, disputing the police claim that he intentionally killed himself. Why would he do that? Why would he kill himself? I believe there was a post in X that he actually shared. They have been given so much details about it. And understanding right now, you cannot just say anything because we don't have freedom of speech as they actually lay it on the Constitution. It's not there. But why would you actually be intimidated about people's opinion? As we talk about good leaders, every day, if you're a leader, you should be open to criticism, right? But the fact that everything that is going on social media, if an individual or a Kenyan citizen comes out and they're actually talking about everything that is wrong in the government, you should actually find a way to make it better. But we understand we are in a system that is being controlled. We're in a system that has never worked for us. And the fact that we're killing individuals within a snap of a moment, no, it's not right. People are actually outside of the Central Police Station right now demonstrating and seeking justice for Albert Ojwang. And on Monday, that is today, at around midnight, basically Sunday to Monday, Douglas Kanja, the Inspector General Police, declared that the OCS, the duty officer, and every other officer on duty at the Central Police Station had been placed under arrest. That's the news they're giving right away. So family, I'm going to share a video of the late Albert Ojwang, a Kenyan vlogger who, according to the news right now, they're saying he hid himself in the police cell. He killed himself. Let's share this video as we actually move forward with the conversations of the day.
We begin the bulletin with the mysterious death of a social media influencer, Albert Ojwang, hours after he was arrested by police. 31-year-old Ojwang, who was arrested in Homa Bay over alleged false publication, died at Nairobi's Central Police Station in unclear circumstances, with the police claiming that he died by suicide. The family and the Law Society of Kenya have disputed the police account and want a probe into his death. Odi Francis begins our report.
While having lunch with his family, Ojwang, a school teacher, was arrested by detectives from DCI at approximately 2 p.m.
Nikauliza kwani amekosea nini? Wao wakasema ya kwamba kuna boss wake, kijana wangu amemtusi vibaya sana katika Twitter, walitamka X.
I believe he just called the leaders that we do have, or the politicians, out. It's something that people do if you're not doing your job as a leader. But to the extent of taking someone's life, not at all.
Ndiye aliniambia kwamba huyo mtoto ameharibu jina la mkubwa wake.
Ojwang was handcuffed and detained, and from this audio conversation with a close friend, whose identity remains concealed for security reasons, the late social media influencer expressed his fears.
This is the conversation I've shared before he was killed. He was having with his friend regarding the remand. They're basically calling it out.
Never experienced it.
He was later transferred to Nairobi, where he was detained at the Central Police Station. The police claim Ojwang took his own life by forcefully hitting his head against the walls. Authorities report that he succumbed to his...
He was arrested in Homa Bay and driven 350 kilometers to the capital, Nairobi, Kenya, literally. Like, make it make sense. He was arrested in Homa Bay and driven all the way to Nairobi. And that's when he died at the Central Police Station.
Injuries while being transported to Mbagathi Hospital.
Nimeambiwa kwamba habari si nzuri, mtoto wako alijigonga kwenye ukuta na yeye commit suicide.
Authorities allege that Ojwang had access to another social media influencer's social media account, which was used to publish the controversial information on X. However, discrepancies in the timeline and the events leading to Ojwang's death have prompted skepticism.
When you go to the police station, they tell you the body is at Mbagathi Hospital, mortuary. When we know, after following up, that body was brought here at City Mortuary at 2 a.m. last night. Why is there secrecy in what happened to Mr. Ojwang?
Human rights activists are now pointing fingers at law enforcement agencies, accusing them of being responsible for Ojwang's untimely demise. As demands for justice grow, pressure mounts on authorities to provide answers regarding to the circumstances of Ojwang's death.
Mtoto wangu ni mtoto mmoja, hakuna msichana, hakuna mvulana hata nyuma yake.
They're saying he was the only kid. This is the dad, I believe. He was the only kid.
Nimeteseka
the only son.
Na huyu mtoto huko pwani nikiwa kwa kwae ya Timbo miaka 20 ili mtoto akapokea shahada ya degree.
How is it that a father presents his son to the hands of the police yeye mwenyewe, and then within 24 hours the body is lying at City Mortuary? Without a doubt, the police have a case to answer.
The questions remain. What really happened to Albert Ojwang? And is there more to this story than what the officials claim? Ode Francis, Citizen TV.
Of course, there's more to this story because he posted something, I believe, to do with a very powerful person in the government on X. And then after that, we do have him arrested for a post on X in the western town of Homa Bay and then driven 350 kilometers to the capital, Nairobi. And his father, Meshach Opio, told journalists while in custody the suspect sustained head injuries after hitting his head against a cell wall. That was according to a police statement. Good afternoon, General Mosquito. How are you doing today? I hope you had a good weekend. And you're definitely asking what happened to Mr. Ojwang. It was actually, according to the police statement, they're saying he did hit his head against a cell wall, which is not true because he's a Kenyan vlogger and he actually posted something on X, I believe it's to do with our government and the leaders or his boss, according to the news that we've heard right now. And after that, he was arrested immediately. But he was in a different region, but he was drove all the way to Nairobi. And then after a few hours, he was no more. And it shows you the kind of government that we're in right now. The fact that someone can literally take your life without thinking twice. Is this the kind of leaders we want the next generation to envision? Are these the kind of individuals we want as leaders in these positions? No. I know and I definitely understand the system is not working for us. The system has never worked for us. But nature is going back to its natural course. The leaders we have don't really care about you and me. They've never really cared about you and me because all they're thinking about is their own selfish interests. There's no hope. I believe, even as we understand the phrase that says that the youth are the future of tomorrow, we're literally the future of today. And actually calling out everything that does not sit right with us. That's how we actually come up with leaders who are Pan-Africanists. We need leaders who are Pan-Africanists because if you don't have leaders who are Pan-Africanists, I'm telling you, it's going to be the same momentum of leaders in these positions. And it's too much right now. It's too much right now because of actually tweeting something concerning, I believe you can actually post anything that you feel like it's not going right. It means that you cannot talk about anything. We've had instances, family, of what has been happening in Nairobi, Kenya. You've definitely been hearing about this. The abduction, called it out. People being mistreated because of actually mentioning and dropping names of who of the top dogs. But it's because people are not comfortable with the government that we're in right now. People are not feeling that this is it. And they understand this better. Thanks to Captain Ibrahim, he's actually showcasing that it's possible to have an independent country. It's possible for us to run our own things. It's possible for us to have leaders who are Pan-Africanists. We don't have to depend on this collaborations going on. We don't have to allow foreigners to control our economic resources, to control our government. We do not have to do that. It takes a very strong-willed leader to actually step in and say no to this. Because I believe we have a lot of people who are actually thinking about what you're thinking about right now, about everything that I'm saying right now, but they don't have the confidence to step in because obviously they're thinking about the consequences. But if everybody's thinking like this, it means whatever we are actually experiencing right now will definitely become a perpetual reality, right? But we're going to move forward with another news and conversation right away, right now, on Kelly's, right? A lot of African Americans are actually moving back to Africa. Yay, as it should be, right? Because nature is going back to its own course, I believe so, because home is always home. And we do have the one and only Kellys, who left America to buy 300 acres farm in Kenya. And basically, she's showcasing others how to build wealth in Africa. And that's why we need the help of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. We are one. And the fact that I believe Africans, we're all over the world, we understand who we are in terms of identity, in terms of intellect. If we come together, this is it for us. And that's why I believe we're so scattered, because unity has always been a threat to the white supremacy. Our unity, our coming together has always been a threat for them. And that's why in 1884, the conference happened in Berlin without our leaders, without our chiefs, without any African icon to actually sit there and be a part of how our nation, our continent is being divided into little fragmentations so that we can continue to be controlled and ruled, right? But I believe our hidden liberation and freedom and power is our unity. It doesn't matter if you're in China, it doesn't matter if you're in, what do you call this country, Europe. It doesn't matter if you're in whatever you are as an African, invest home. You may not be here physically, but it means you're part of the revolution. Invest back home, because Mother Africa is calling you home, baby. But let's listen in, or basically watch this video right away of how Kellys has actually bought a land in Naivasha, 300 acres of land in Naivasha. Naivasha is a beautiful, beautiful place, guys. It's so beautiful. So definitely give it a try to visit there when you definitely come to Kenya. This is how it goes.
Kenya with Kellys on her 150 acres, soon to be 300 acres of land. And in the background, you see this is actually a volcano. Very rare, little known fact. So Kellys, where exactly are we at right now?
Okay, so we're in Naivasha. We're right off of Lake Naivasha. And this is Mount Longonot here. Behind this property, on the other side of the mountain, is the National Reserve. This is all privately owned land here. And it's great, yeah, because as you see, all the animals are free and they're running wild, and we're farming, and it's dope. We're building a little community out here.
Yeah, talk to us about the intent, right? We just walked and saw the farm, saw some red onions, some yellow onions. Tell us about what's happening here and what's going to be coming.
Okay, so my plan is to do an all sustainable luxury retreat, like a resort. So along with the farming, doing agriculture, but also having a wellness space so people can come and spot up and relax. We'll have a fine dining restaurant, we'll have bungalows. It's all just about being one with nature, being out here and trying to keep it as part of the ecosystem as possible and just making it all go together. So what I learned in California, I'm bringing here, and I'm learning so much. Like I was telling you, I've learned so much about farming and just how to keep everything sort of as natural and using all the natural resources, the animals and all of it. So it's been great.
So we're going to have the detailed sit-down conversation about those important to give people a visual. So on this land, tell exactly what's on this land. You got farming, you got exotic animals, you have, like, what's this all encompass?
Okay, so yeah, we've got farming right now. We're farming onions. And then we've got wildlife. So just working with all of the natural resources. We've got.
Before we move forward, literally, if you don't know who Kellys is, Kellys Rogers is an American singer, songwriter, and chef. She attended New York's Floretto H. High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, where she played the saxophone and was selected for the Girls Choir of Harlem. And Kellys was born on August 21st, 1979 in Harlem, New York, USA. She's an actress and a composer known for the Triple X 2002, Ocean's 8 2018, and the 40-year-old Okay, she was previously married to Mike Mora and Nas. That's the one and only Kellis, who definitely left America to buy a 300-acre farm in Kenya and basically showing the rest on how to basically build wealth in Africa.
Giraffes and zebras and elands and impalas and all kinds of stuff. Sometimes you get blessed with an elephant walking through and the giraffes hanging out. So it's great because even like the Lake Naivasha, I think like December, January, you'll see it covered with like flamingos, and we get all kinds of owls and ostriches. It's incredible. It's literally like God's country.
Alvin, what's this mean for Africa? Like to actually for people to visually see things that they might not have an idea even exist.
I think we should just travel more. East Africa, West Africa, Central Africa. There's so much to see. I just think we should also be more educated about what's going on in the world right now. Like you said, we have wild animals, UIL, endangered species. But I just really want Black people to work together more. Just understand that like there's so much happening, and we have to really.
He really mentioned something that I started earlier. He wants the African community to work together. We should work together. That's where the secret lies.
I think we should just travel more. East Africa, West Africa, Central Africa. There's so much to see. I just think we should also be more educated about what's going on in the world right now. Like you said, we have wild animals, UIL, endangered species. But I just really want Black people to work together more. Just understand that like there's so much happening, and we have to really travel and just not be afraid. This was just over a year ago that we started having this conversation, and everyone's out here doing research, and this is going to be a beautiful project, and I want people to just pay attention and ask as many questions as possible, but also be a part of it. That's it.
Yeah, we're looking at a lake in front of a volcano. I mean, these are rare sightings in the world, right? So talk about the question that everybody wants to know. Why Kenya?
Oh my goodness, Kenya's everything. Kenya has everything. It is the hub of East Africa for technology and finance and obviously agriculture. It just has everything, and it's got kind of the best of all the worlds. So you can be completely far away, like in rural plains like this, or you can be in Nairobi, which is a bustling city with great restaurants and shopping and things like that. So it's amazing. I think that for me, the takeaway is always like, as the diaspora, like wanting people to see that like it's super safe. And you can invest money, you can be here, you can live here, I live here. And it's just got all the things you need.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap. All right.
Yeah.
That's it in regards to Kellis. Kelly's literally the reason why she left America and literally bought a 300-acre farm in Kenya. And it shows you the meaning of Ubuntu. We are all one. It doesn't matter if you're in Kenya, if you're in the United States of America. We are all one. And the secret is to literally invest in your African home, or basically home. Africa is home. And as I said earlier, what really happened during the Berlin conference is actually working right now, because they knew if we are united, we are very powerful. If we are powerful, we are unstoppable. And I believe nature is actually gathering us together each and every day. It's like a subliminal airwave, right? Calling you home to actually do what you need to do right away. But also I'm going to come up with a video right away to basically showcase you beautiful hotels here in Nairobi, Kenya, the most affordable ones, the most expensive one, and basically let you know that Africa is beautiful, very beautiful, with the most luxurious, extravagant places of all time. Because you know what? You actually are an originator of everything right now, of the wealth and the best that the land of Africa has and had. Right now, we're going to be talking about Saudi Arabia does the unthinkable to Nigerians. They canceled their visas. Does it ring a bell to let you know like they don't want you there? We're going to share that video in a minute before we go on our commercial break to remind you to download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackout5radionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel clothing with the Blackout 5 Radio logo. And remember, you have to have a healthy lifestyle because you have a purpose to fulfill, hon. Remember that.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
For $23.90, you'll definitely get yourself some ashwagandha. But right away, also, let's listen in to the health and benefits of Brain Focus.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just 1 capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Super affordable. Get our supplements, and also you can get yourself the apparel clothing with the Blackout 5 Radio logo on it. We do have the t-shirt, beanie hats, hoodies, sandals, lights, bag, and also we do have the Blackout 5 Radio flag with the logo on it. So get yourself something to actually be in the Ubuntu energy, the awakening, be part of it in any way. But moving to another conversation right away about Saudi Arabia literally canceled visas. They actually said no to the Nigerians actually going to their country. Literally immediately when they arrived to Saudi Arabia, or basically traveling there, they were not allowed to go there because their visa was canceled. I'm going to share this video to gather deep perspective about what really happened right away. But it's a message to us like, yo, they don't want you in Saudi Arabia. Please. You all are too many here. We don't want you here.
In Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Sunday canceled visas of Nigerian. About 264 people. Yeah, not nice, right? As you know it. Okay, so we are in Nigeria, and Nigerians took a flight to Saudi Arabia. Okay, they flew to Saudi Arabia, and on arrival at the airport, they were told that 264 passengers' visas were canceled. Okay, I think this is something we need to worry about because it's coming back often and often. Okay, I know my Nigerian people are here and many other African people.
A lot of the ones in that airplane are Muslims, and there's the Eid al-Fitr holiday. So are they traveling there for the prayers that they do? I will definitely want to get this more.
Place. This doesn't necessarily include or concern exclusively Nigerians, but I think we're going to touch different things so we can understand where this comes from. So authorities in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on Sunday canceled visas of 264 passengers who arrived in Jeddah from Nigeria on Air Peace. And Air Peace obviously is a Nigerian aircraft. They did not explain immediately why the passengers, most of whom were visiting Saudi, were denied entry. Daily Trust reported that the flight took off from Muratla Mohammed International Airport in Lagos via Malan International Airport on Sunday night and landed in King Abdulaziz Airport in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. But the consternation of the airline staff in Saudi Arabian Authority announced that the passengers' visas were denied. Just imagine, you take a flight to a different country and you get there. I mean, you prepare yourself, you get ready for this. And once you get there, they say, no, sorry, you're going back home. For what reason, you don't know. There's no explanation for it. The incident occurred barely 1 week after Air Peace launched its direct flight to Saudi Arabia. 1 week. So this carrier started just 1 week to Saudi Arabia. And it's gathered that it was the Nigerian embassy that waited the Saudi Arabian Authority to reduce the number of passengers that would be returned to 177. So from 264 to 177. And the Nigerian embassy had to negotiate with Saudi Arabians to get 177 people returned.
Negotiate. There's always that negotiating factor, honestly. Why do we have to bend down? Like, let it be a tit for tat, right? As Dr. Ari Khanna says, please don't bend because you know who you are. You know, like, they are actually surviving because of Africa. But the leaders we do have in Africa, you know what you know, literally about them. There's always that negotiation. It actually looks like, it doesn't even look like, a lot of Africans don't know who they are. You don't have to bend down. We don't have to bend down. I think what the president could have done, or the minister of this, is it tourism or whatever the sector is called, a tit for tat. They canceled our visa. They're going to do the same thing. That's how you actually play the part right now. We are at that stage. There's no bending down right now. It's a tit for tat. And actually, you're the ones who are losing, not actually us. But we've actually been fed on the mentality that we need foreign nations to survive. We actually grow things or grow crops that we don't eat. But we eat crops and products that are being imported to us from foreign nations. Make it make sense. It doesn't add up. We have like the most organic, healthiest crops, food, name it. But we don't eat these things because it has been labeled as not good for you. It has been labeled as backward, as not good enough. And everything that the rest of the nations or the foreign nations are growing or developing or creating or consuming, that's best for you because it's foreign. Everything foreign has been accoladed. And everybody wants what is foreign because you don't know who you are. You don't understand, like, actually they're feeding off your culture. They're feeding off your identity. That's where we go wrong. Also, we have leaders who are not talking about this. We have leaders who know what's happening, I know. But actually, they're benefiting from all these negotiations or collaborations because they're thinking about themselves. They're not Pan-Africanists. Can you contemplate on this if we just had like 10 Ibrahim Traorés? Just 10. I believe like 100% Africa will be better. Not even 54 of the countries that has been separated into little fragmentations. But we definitely have just 10 of the likes and personality and drive and the will of Ibrahim Traoré will be so much fun right now. Because right now, everybody, I believe every African knows who Ibrahim Traoré is. When you just mentioned Ibrahim, everybody knows who he is. We have a lot of actual African Americans who know Ibrahim Traoré. They mention him in their conversation because he is like rising the adrenaline of hope, of faith, of betterment, of change. Like, it's possible for you to say no. And it's okay for you to say no. It's okay for you to stand on your own feet because you can. He's a man with a vision. He's a man who's actually seen the next 2 months, the next 1 year, how Burkina Faso can be. And he's creating that momentum that it is possible for you to actually stand on your feet as an African. You've never needed help. You've never needed the support of foreign nations because you are an African and you basically stand, walk, sleep on wealth. But they don't educate you on these things. They don't tell you that you're smart enough, you're good enough, you're better enough, you're confident enough. They don't feed you these affirmations, not even affirmation, it's a reality about who you are, your identity. They don't remind you each and every day in schools, homes, so-called religious buildings. They don't tell you this enough. But I believe there's a rise of a generation that is taking over unapologetically. They know who they are, they know where they're going, and they're tired of the same old stagnation. They're tired of poverty. They're tired of not having opportunities. They're creating opportunities for themselves. They're tired of relying on leaders who actually don't know where they're going. Leaders with no direction at all. They're really tired about that. It's a time and moment right now where if you're really connected in your spirituality, I believe you understand, or you have a role to play in this world, in the government, in the music industry, in the arts part of it, because you're supposed to raise people's confidence. You're supposed to call things and people out if they're not right. There's always a role for everybody. But you have to be super disciplined. You have to be super connected. You have to be aligned to understand what's really happening. We're going to delve into another conversation right away. One of my best Pan-Africanist leaders who's been doing amazing, basically enlightening a lot of Africans about factual truth, fundamental truth. The one and only Joshua Mponga, talking about the fact that Europeans cannot tell me or tell him who he is. Let's take a listen.
Talking construction, architecture, masonry, mining, cloth, design, medicine. You can't do that without us, the Kemetic people. We are not claiming this history. This is our history. We cannot be taught by our children who we are. There's no European who can tell me who I am. I will tell you who you are. You can't tell me who I am. I'm a king. Yes. Just for the purpose of the record, we had the Great Zimbabwe before you had Great Britain. Just so that you know. We were there as early as the 5th, 6th century. The British Kingdom can only be spoken about in the 17th century, which is yesterday. We were great before even the British knew how to bath. Before they even knew how to build a street, we were building empires. We are not from the Great Zimbabwe Kingdom. We are from the Great Zimbabwe Empire. And by the way, while we are there, let me be quick to remind you that the new name for Britain is now going to be called Pambefumi. We have decided to call them Pambefumi, which means the thieves of other people's wealth. So from today onwards, you are not living in Britain. You are living in Pambefumi.
This is actually a very recent video for this year, and he was talking at this conference, I believe so.
I've never seen a country in the town which has a sick mental hospital on every corner of the street. I bring you good news from the great empires of the South, with the empires of Central Africa and Embo, Kirinyagas, the Embo kingdoms of Congo. I bring you greetings from Abyssinia, that is a great Ethiopian space. I bring you greetings from Carthage, which is the Egyptians and the Libyans, though they whitened up with the white Arabs, but the original Egypt was actually the dark skinned. So when you start talking construction, architecture, masonry, mining, cloth, design, medicine, you can't do that without us, the Kemetic people. We are not claiming this history. This is our history. We cannot be taught by our children who we are. There's no European who can tell me who I am. I will tell you who you are. You can't tell me who I am. For every time the African has tried to look like the European, he has deprived the European the opportunity.
As I mentioned earlier, we are taught everything that doesn't have to do with us everywhere. It's very sad.
Need to experience him. When we try to manage you and we pretend to speak your language, we'll use this English language for the cosmetics that it has, but not for the depth that it contains. For there is stuff in our tribe and nations, we cannot explain it in English. But for the sake of colonization, English has just become a tool of communication, not a measure of intelligence. We bring you greetings from Timbuktu. We bring you greetings from Benin.
And people have to actually put that into their mind. As Joshua Maponga has said, English is just a means or a tool of communication. It doesn't actually level up or basically show how an individual is very intelligent or intellect, because that's how it has been fed actually ever in the world. If you can speak English, it means you're like the most intelligent person of the whole time. Right now, people are woke. People are actually talking in their dialect, language, ethnicity, language that is so rich, that is so like it defines identity. It identifies with power, originality. I believe if you're talking in your dialect language, oh my gosh, who can take that away from you? Nobody. So it doesn't mean if you're communicating in English, it means you're smart. Honey, no. No.
We bring you greetings from Benin. We bring you greetings from the kingdoms of Nigeria. When you see me here, I represent all of them, past and present, and those yet to come. But when you don't write your history, it always takes the complexion of the writer. Until the lion explains his history, the hunter.
We are actually in the momentum of writing our own history as it should be right now. It's time for us to tell our own stories the way we definitely understand it, the way actually it grounds on the soil of Mother Earth, the way nature entails. It's time for us to take over. We're actually doing that and rewriting our own stories. It's our time to tell everything that was hidden and eroded away from us.
I will remain as the conqueror. You know, when people are fighting, intellectual conversations become a luxury because survival becomes critical. You pardon me, my tongue is that of the ancestors. It may get twisted, but in the midst of the proverbs, I hope you'll be able to catch the innuendos of the conversation. In the abundance of food and peace and security, people begin to think, because poverty and a hungry stomach does not know politics.
Mm-hmm.
Hungry people cannot think straight.
That's true.
So when you starve people, you deprive them of mental capacity. So in the moments of war,
and that's why Africa has always been showcased as a poor country. You see the videos and the images they showcase about Africa, very depressing, right? But is it the real thing happening in Africa? No, honey, it's not.
Oh, we slogan. But when peace resides, we introspect and we become spiritual. Sleep just for one night.
Also, you mentioned peace, right? There's so many wars in Africa. I know right now as I'm talking, there are many African countries actually popping in your mind, right? No peace at all. As I'm talking right now, there's so many African countries popping in your mind. There's no food security there. But if you're basically caged in this fragmentations of what they can control, for us to actually not critically think, question, it means they're actually developing and doing better. But if there's abundance, if we're controlling our own food, if we are controlling our own economic resources, it means there's so much in abundance, right? If there's so much peace in Congo, in Sudan, name it, it means people can critically think and question things, right? But right now, that is the system, or that is how it has been designed to be, because whoever feeds you controls you.
Wake up tomorrow morning in Nigeria, they say, shine your eyes. Put away your clothes of the night. Put away your colonial.
And also, if the lion does not tell its story, the hunter will always have the victory, right?
appetites. Put away your colonial drinks. Say no to fuzzy drinks, cokes, and all these fuzzy things. Many of you are sick because you're trying to become European. Come on, just go back to factory settings. Peanut butter juice. Peanut butter juice.
Yes, honey, it's time for factory setting. It's time for factory setting in all ways. First of all, spiritually, physically, mentally.
Beetroot juice. Go back to factory
Definitely
settings.
download an order of beetroot on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network to get the beetroot juice. Super affordable.
You may just discover that you are not as sick as you think you are. For your DNA remembers much more than your brain can remember. You sit here at your own risk. I'm not responsible for the loss of faith. If you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, tough luck. I am not responsible for what will happen after this conversation. But I must talk, and if I should write my own epitaph, I can write it with my own blood. For that's what life is all about. A man who does not know what to die for does not know what to live for. So let me die. Let me die. Then maybe I can live. Where Martin Luther ended, we start. Where Garvey ended, we start. Where Malcolm X ended, we start. They almost were thinking like the battle is over. As many of us were staggering in the intoxication of colonization, celebrating Easters and Christmases, Halloween nights, and they thought they had caught us. But here you are when you see me and something in your blood begins to boil. Then you know the African is never dead. It was just a seed that went into the ground. The time of germination has started. Your ancestors who are sleeping in the grave, but they are alive in your bones, will hear me. I'll cry for the 20 million in Congo. I'll cry for the 25 million on the Great Atlantic Trade. I'll cry for the soul.
That's some deep stuff over there. I could listen to Joshua Mponga forever. Some deep stuff. I'm feeling I'm feeling very motivated and alive, right now with me. In regards to a conversation with Joshua Mponga, Europeans cannot tell me who I am. I would literally tell you who you are. As we're winding up right now on Let's Pop with Euraton, I want to basically show my African icons how beautiful the heritage of where you came from, the beautiful, amazing places of Africa.
And then I'll be spending a night in the most expensive hotel in Kenya. And to show you which hotels you can afford for every single budget in Kenya, I'll actually be staying in 4 different hotels all across the country, one by one at different price points, starting from the cheapest hotel in Kenya, which costs 754 Kenya shillings a night, then moving on to a 10,000 Kenya shilling a night hotel, to a 30,000 Kenya shilling a night hotel that comes with an airport pickup, a crazy bedroom villa with a private swimming pool, a health and wellness center that you can actually get a massage from, a tennis court, 2 restaurants, and a beautiful beach. And finally, I'll be staying at the most expensive hotel in Kenya that costs 130,000 Kenya shillings a night. It's in the middle of the Masai Mara, and the whole hotel, including every room, are right next to the Mara River. This hotel room is literally a whole house, has a giant bed, an insane open bathroom, which has its own private garden. It also comes with an airport pickup, multiple safari game drives, 5-star meals that you can choose to have in the literal bush. You have to watch this. Now, to make it competitive, I've made 4 unique hotel awards that I'll be giving to these hotels based on...
That's it in regards to the beautiful places, resorts you can definitely visit in Kenya, the most luxurious, the most extravagant, beautiful, amazing place you can literally visit whilst in Kenya. Remember, you come from a very wealthy heritage. My African icons, I'll definitely be winding up with that. This beautiful afternoon on Let's Pop with Iwerton. And we're going to continue with this conversation, part 2 of the forgotten role of Africans fighting in the Second World War. Thank you so much for the ones who are joining me. Literally, you can follow us on all the social media platforms. Download our app on the Google Play Store. Stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on net. We actually talked about amazing conversation of Kelly's buying a 300-acre farmland in Naivasha and basically showing the rest and how they can build wealth in Africa, or basically African Americans, how they can build wealth in Africa. And also we talked about the fact that Saudi Arabia actually did cancel the Nigerians' visas. And I was talking about the fact that it's time for us to do the tit for tat. Do not bend down. Do not allow disrespect. It's time for you to actually take over and understand who you are. The African identity is super powerful. We're going to be talking about this later on the next show on Let's Pop with Iwerton, the forgotten role of Africans fighting in the Second World War. That has been my time. Beautifuls, it's me, Iwerton Longoria. Have a beautiful afternoon. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. Much love. Take care, and remember to drink your water and eat your vegetables.
Feel the freshness.
I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
For me to come out to me that I'm at the door. I want to show you my world. Give me one break, I need faith. Faith to believe, faith to receive you. Give me something on
Greetings to the Salutations, man. Here's Andrew Robbins, the Jamaican brother all the way in Switzerland. And you're tuning in to Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hot